From the environmental advocates who preach the gospel of sustainability whilst jet-setting around the globe, to the tech moguls advocating for digital detoxes, from the glow of their 7 screens, the world of hypocrites is quite amusing. And EU is a big bunch of elite hypocrites. We will tell you all about it, but before that, if you're a fan of non-corporate funded free news and analysis, you've landed on the right YouTube channel. We publish 3 videos a day. First at 9:15 AM EST, second at 1:30 PM EST, and the third at 5:30 PM EST. So next time YouTube algorithm asks for gas, fart on its face. Okay, let's start. Although other nations like North Korea and Iran have faced similar global market exclusions for years due to their respective geopolitical issues, Russia's case stands out due to its economic size. Being one of the world's largest economies, Russia's integration into global trade and finance systems has been extensive. Therefore, the endeavor to sever its connections poses a more complex and impactful challenge. The implications of these sanctions are far-reaching, affecting not only the Russian economy but also global markets and geopolitical relationships. The effort to cut off Russia from international trade and finance is a significant undertaking, highlighting the complexity of economic sanctions as a tool for international diplomacy and conflict resolution. After 6 months of deliberation, the European Union and G7 governments implemented sanctions aiming to target Russia's lucrative oil, gas, and resource exports. These exports, as estimated by the International Energy Agency, contributed to 45% of Russia's federal budget in 2021, highlighting their significance to the country's economy. The expectation was that these sanctions would significantly impact Russia's financial health, reducing its income from these critical sectors. However, despite an initial setback in 2021, indications are emerging that Russian economy has adapted to the initial shock, suggesting that the sanctions have been completely ineffective. This resilience in the Russian economy can be attributed to 2 main factors. Firstly, Russia has successfully redirected its exports towards other markets, primarily in Asia, mitigating the impact of sanctions from Western countries. Secondly, Russia's economy is experiencing a boost from its war economy, which has spurred industrial growth. This dynamic indicates a complex interplay between sanctions, economic adaptability, and the unintended consequences of geopolitical strategies, underscoring the challenges in achieving desired outcomes through economic sanctions alone. Despite concerted efforts to impose sanctions on Russia in response to its actions in Ukraine, the European Union has continued to import Russian gas through pipelines as well as liquefied natural gas, thereby inadvertently supporting the Kremlin's financial resources for the war. In 2023, countries like Spain and Belgium saw their overseas gas imports surge by 50% compared to the previous year, highlighting the ongoing dependency on Russian energy resources. Recent findings from the Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air, a globally recognized think tank based in Finland, reveal that since the onset of the war, the EU has contributed an average of 420 euros per capita to Russia for fossil fuels. Particularly striking is the fact that citizens in countries such as Slovakia, Belgium, the Czech Republic, and Austria, nations that publicly support Ukraine, have significantly contributed to Russia's war finances, with per capita payments of 525 euros, 188 euros, 188 euros, and 185 euros, respectively. The research further shows that Russia's overall gas and oil revenues have experienced a 29% decline in 2023, amounting to a loss of 104 billion euros. However, the EU's purchase of over 28 billion euros in Russian fossil fuels last year alone underscores the complexity of fully disconnecting from Russian energy sources. This expenditure is noted to be more than double the Union's annual financial aid to Ukraine emphasizing the substantial economic interactions still occurring between the EU and Russia. This situation underscores the resilience of the Russian economy, which has shown the capacity to withstand the impacts of both war and sanctions. The findings from this research point to a series of developments suggesting that the Russian economy remains robust, navigating through economic sanctions and the ongoing conflict with a degree of financial stability that merits closer examination and perhaps a reassessment of current strategies, that is, if EU wants to continue the war. And this situation also underscores a very important point. EU is a bunch of hypocritical losers.